Hey everybody, Nick here, and we've got more courses and communities. Now, if you've been following along the series, this is our fourth one from our very beginning. So, fourth one today. And if you missed any, well, you know where they are. Look below in the channel. We've done one every week over the last 3 weeks. And what I want you to do is to take action. Whatever you do, take action, okay? Here at Groove Asia, this YouTube series we've got is Groove Leaders Unite, and this specifically, the one I'm doing is courses and communities. My name is Nick Lakhani, and what I do is I help people be successful in creating courses that will change their lives, give them income, help them create communities, give them financial freedom. Let's get into this. Well, I've got Karen, who's behind the scenes helping me with the tech, and we've got the slideshow on. Yeah, thank you very much, Karen. Just as a point to note, we are regularly on at 1800 GMT plus 8, which is 6 p.m. Kuala Lumpur time. And if you're joining us live, put in #live into the comments. I want to hear those. I want to see those. And if you're watching the replay of this, just put #replay. All right. And I want to know, I want you to feedback to me as we go along. I want your questions. I want your comments. I want your answers to the questions I'm going to give you. All right. Now, as we said, we're going to go on. This is our fourth session. Previously, I've talked about a few things, so I'll just whiz through them here. This is my background. I'm a course success strategist. And one of the biggest things that I want to do is to help you reclaim your time. Stop exchanging time for money. Build your future. Secure your children's future. Okay? We all want that, right? We all want it. So what are we doing? I'm covering along themes with things like mindset, business. We've been covering that over the last 3 weeks. Well, today it's about course creation. So let's look into it further, shall we? And in terms of why you should be looking at courses, well, everybody has a different reason. And you could be monetizing your existing skills. You want to create a passive income. You may not want to go back to work after having children, perhaps. All right, or it may not be possible. So there's a number of reasons: health, family concerns. Ultimately, I want you to stop exchanging time for money. All right, because you don't have the time to get the money that you want. If you have, great. Tell us how you've done it. I want to know. But if you haven't, tell me what you're going to do about it. And is an online course the way you want to go? Some of the people I talk to, they say, well, I can't do that. I'm telling you here, yes, you can. Because ultimately, the biggest prize here is so powerful, so impactful for you, your children, your children's children, the people around you. It's because you can get what's on the bottom of this list here: financial freedom. What does that mean for me? What does that mean for you? Does that mean that you can get off on a plane to Malaysia? Well, that's where I am right now. It's part work, part networking with the Groove Asia community. We're on our breakthrough retreat, and check out our details. I'll give you the resources tabs and everything later on, but I want you to check us out there. The other things are that you can actually go anywhere in the world, like I do, and be able to work effectively, because I just need a laptop. Now, I talked about this in the first session, right? I don't want to go on about it too much more. Have a look at that. But one of the biggest things that financial freedom can give you is the ability to earn whilst changing your lifestyle, being a creator, being in charge of your own time, your own schedule, and also ultimately putting in the effort up front and then reaping the rewards at the back end. What you do is you sell while you sleep. It's not just about creating online courses. I want you to sell them and create a community. And that way, it helps you move along and grow with the community. That's the whole idea of these sessions. Okay. Now, one very interesting statistic between 2021 and 2030, it's projected that the amount of online courses, the market for online courses globally, is going to actually more than quadruple to nearly 850 billion US dollars. Now, would you like to get one of those points? Yeah? Or one of the 0.0 points? That'll be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah? Well, you're in the right place. Let's go. Today we're talking about planning your course. It's one of my favorite things, actually. We talked about previously about getting your ideas together, getting your clarity, your vision, what your unique selling point is, and this is it. Your unique selling proposition. You've got to go. You have to go and know what you want to be good at, or you are good at already. Okay. Where your passion is. Last week I talked about passion, didn't I? Where your passion lies, because you can see that this is really where my passion lies. I love using tech to help educate people for their benefit, to see them be more successful in their business so that they can actually go and work on a beach for 2 hours a day. That's my goal. That's my goal for myself and my family, and that's my goal for you, right? But you've got to find out what is the one thing that you are really good at, or you want to be really good at. Okay? Yeah? You can dive into something like playing the piano when you were a child. Maybe you want to take it up again and do classes for playing the piano for the over 50s, for example, right? Not only are you discovering USP, but you're, again, looking at last week's show, actually niching down, right? So discovering a USP. You have to have this, because otherwise, why should somebody listen to you? Why should somebody look at you compared to somebody else? All right. Now, one of the things that helps you is that you can set SMART goals. Now, everybody says, yeah, SMART. We know what that means. Okay, well, what does it mean? Be specific. All right. So I had a specific number in my mind, and I wrote it down, of the sales I want for this quarter, October to December 2023. And I've written that down. Now, what I've also had to do is to say, right, I've written it down. I was very specific. It's measurable. Yes. Also, I can work backwards from there. So here's the end, and then work backwards to the beginning where I am today in the early October. What other things I need to do to actually go and make it happen? And the third item on the list here is achievable. So by the fact that you have a goal at the end, and then you can break things down so that you can, at any point, you can measure whereabouts you are, and then you know that then it's achievable. Because if you start off with a plan that is totally unachievable, then what are you doing every week when you're looking at your progress? We're not going. Okay, let me break it to you very gently here. We're not going to be billionaires this year. Okay, now maybe next. I don't know how you go. We're not going to be millionaires this year. Probably not. But we have a chance next year. How? Well, you've got to write it down, break it down, create a plan, make sure it's SMART. All right? Specific, measurable. Is it achievable? Now, it depends on what you're selling. You could be selling parts for the rockets that Elon Musk uses to go to Mars, right? Well, that might be a lucrative contract. And then you may actually end up become a millionaire very quickly. Or you could be selling old style sweets, candy, right? That probably won't get you there, but it'll give you peace of mind. It'll give, it still make you profit, right? Or you can make online courses to help show people how to make candy, things like that. So think about what you're doing, and is it achievable? Is your target achievable with what specialities that you've chosen for yourself? So we talked about realistic, and a lot of the, I think it's more American thing where say, "Oh, is it relevant?" Well, it's realistic, really. One of the biggest things that I always look at is, does it pass the sniff test? If you write this down and then read it as if you didn't write it down, you've seen it for the first time, what does it smell like to you? Does it pass the sniff test? Does it sound too good to be true? Because if it does, it probably is. So I need you to be realistic and talk to people. Don't be put off by them, and don't just rely on other people. Because if you've got your vision, if you've got your ideas, God knows, I know people don't understand my vision, my ideas, and then they want to say, give their opinion. That's great. I'm always happy to take opinions, and you should too. But you should always sort of have all the opinions that you're ever going to get, as many as you need, and then make your own decision. Because you are the CEO of your own company, of your own course. You are your own person. Because when it goes great, well, you're amazing. You're a star. When it doesn't go so good, well, you were responsible, right? So it's up to you to then fix things and move things along. Don't go looking at somewhere else and so on. It all stops with you. And over this series, we've been talking about the entrepreneur mindset and so on. And I want you to start having that. Don't just think it's about creating a great course. You still have to go and sell it, all right, within a particular time period. That's why we've got the T there, in a timely manner. So I could create a perfect course. It could take me 15 years. That's not going to help me, really, is it? Okay, that's not going to help my family today. Therefore, what you have to do is to think about creating a minimal viable product or a minimal viable course, or create an outline of a course and then see if anybody's going to buy it. Before you create it, I want you to think outside the box. What I do is I have a brilliant idea for a course. For example, the creating sales funnels and pages and funnels, landing pages on Groove, getting people to come in, have a look at the information I give them about my course, and they can actually go and sign up, and straight away they've got access to the course. Brilliant. Well, that started off with me having all of those things up front, and then saying to people I knew, or telling people, hey, this is an early access. Normally it's going to be X amount. At the moment, it's Y amount. If you're interested, get in on it. And within a month, it'll be in your hands. And great. I knew there was a demand for it because people have paid them money. They've invested in it. And it's up to me now to go and deliver. That's exactly what I did. And I used SMART goals to help me. Now, talking about customers, identify your ideal customer avatar. Now, we're not talking all, we're not going all a little bit crazy and thinking about Hollywood and doing all of those kind of, listen, let's keep it real. You know, ultimately, that you can't sell to everybody, whatever you're selling. Unless you're selling air, nobody wants, not everybody wants the things that one person wants to sell, all right? I want you to think about the kind of person who your ideal client is, your target market. And last week we talked about research, didn't we? Researching the market, researching where they've been sold short by previous suppliers. Maybe they've had a similar kind of course before, but they didn't have the support. But now you're looking for somebody who is not only wanting to look at having a course to do the thing that you're specializing in, but also wants support. And therefore, you can say, I'm looking for people who have newly bought dogs and want specific key training and support to help them through the early months so that they can actually go and train them and have a wonderful relationship with their puppy even before they've bought the puppy, right? And this is one of the things that I discussed with one of my clients previously, is about really going to identify what this particular avatar is, what this customer is. Give them a name, give them an age, give them occupation, give them a, roughly. And you say, well, it's any age. Well, can you be more specific? I'll tell you why. Because with age, I mean, say, for example, you say, right, dog owners. Okay. But the age is important because you may want to have different messaging if your target market, your ideal person is 18 or 68, because they may be hanging out in different places, all right? Yeah, you get the idea? So what I would do is niche down and decide where you want to go. And for example, one good way would be to think about this critically. When do people, let's go with the puppy story. When do people often get puppies? It's when their children are younger. Okay? So therefore, you're targeting, not the children, you're targeting the parents of young children who are interested in actually getting a puppy, who would grow up with their kids so that their kids grow up loving dogs just like they did, right? So you're now going into perhaps the 30 to 40 age range, male or female, and it may be that the female of the family, the mother, is more likely to be interested in something like this. Okay, maybe not, I don't know, but you're cutting down. Now, if somebody who's 68 wants that course, it's okay, but you're targeting a particular age range, a particular demographic. You're niching down, but also you're creating an ideal customer avatar. I want you to think about this. And if this takes you a month, it's okay. But get an avatar. Get one. Then when you've got that and it makes sense and it works, then create another one if you want to, but focus on one first. All right? Let's go. Let's look at the next thing. Outlining your course content, making learning engaging. When I was a teacher, when I was a lecturer, one of the things that I used to do was to capture people's attention. I taught kids who were 16, 18, and when you went in, you had to have the energy up here, because you have to have enough energy for yourself and to give to the class, all right? Because they weren't always energetic, especially if they'd been out the night before. So therefore, what I used to do, imagine I was teaching something like teamwork. I used to teach IT and business and other things as well. So one of the things I did was I wrote down the word synergy, and I asked people to define it. And, one or two had an attempt and so on. So I said, okay, let's make it more simple for you. 1 + 1 = 3. What? That certainly got their attention. 1 + 1 = 3. Yes, it does. And I can prove it to you. Oh, okay. I've got their attention then. Then I go through talking about the synergy when, for example, we're at the breakthrough retreat, the energy that we're getting with each other in being around people who are of a similar mindset and so on. And guess what we're doing? We're in creative mode. We're getting together and we're adding our one with their one and getting the answer 3, because that's what synergy is. And so in a 10 minutes, I was able to explain that to them, got their attention, and also what I did was I got them to apply it to themselves. I got them to take action. So also, I got them to stand up and give an example, and I did a quiz at the end. There are different ways to engage people. In the past, what I've done is I've run competitions, and whoever gets the top grade in this particular exercise gets whatever I said it was. So there's a number of ways that you can do this. For your customers, you can say, hey, the first 3 action takers who sign up for this get a bonus. And we all love bonuses, right? So write down bonus in the chat. Yeah, by the way, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe in the chat, okay? So what I want you to do is to make it interesting. Imagine you're at the other end. What's going to turn you from watching the TV or doing something else to turning on to this the course that you're creating? Just think about that. You have to put it in front of them. They have to buy it first, and then they're going to sit through it, right? What will make them do it? Think outside the box. Now, number 5, and this will help you to get them to listen to you, which is about building credibility. Why should they listen to you? One of the things that I do, and I talk about this, is talk about my experience as an educator, as a lecturer, as a trainer, over a period of probably 35 years or more, actually. I ran my first online course around about 1996, right, through Microsoft NetMeeting. And so it was just training online. I didn't think anything of it because it was just, I got 3 or 4 people together, somebody in Australia, somebody in America, I can't remember very much else who it was. And we did a training session with me speaking, with me giving them documents, and also there was a whiteboard where I was giving them examples. So 30 years later, I'm here telling you to create an online course. It's insane, because I thought that everybody would be doing it by now, but they're not, clearly. So why not you? Tell people about your experience, your passions, the awards that you got. So, for example, in terms of my, the skills that you have, communication skills. One of my claims to fame is that I was awarded. Not only am I a distinguished Toastmaster in the Toastmasters International World, but also I was a Toastmaster of the Year in our district for UK and Ireland. And one of the key reasons for that was that when COVID hit, I was one of the few people who knew how all the technology worked, and we got people online, we got the clubs online, we got the contests up and running. I helped run the district contests in 3 districts. There was all sorts of things and events that I ran. And again, for me, it was okay. Pretty straightforward, bit of effort. But people were aghast because they didn't know how to do it. So whatever accolades that you have, whatever things that you've done, remember, if it comes easy for you, it may well be that you have an aptitude for something, or you've had the training for it, or you have a gift for it. Not everybody has it. Find it, evaluate it, investigate it, and then use it to your advantage in order to get people to listen to you. Why should they listen to you? Okay, think about that. Build credibility. And also, with building credibility, you can create a YouTube channel. show. Yeah. So you can do any number of things. The biggest thing is it's about being visible. It's about being responsive. And also it's about being engaging and entertaining as well, I hope. Right? So there's a number of things. And we can, in the masterclasses and things that I'm going to run later on, we'll be looking more at that as well. Okay? Now, bonus for you, number 6 today. Price, it's not the prices right, it's price it right. Finding the balance between value and profit. Well, okay, this is a very interesting one because this is not just about the course, it's about business, okay? When I was working with a friend of mine who's an IT professional, he's a technology professional, and he was saying, right, okay, I was helping him price his course. And he was creating something, a course for project management in the telecom industry in order to help them deliver projects earlier, more effectively, right, under budget, okay? And he was saying, well, it took me 20 hours to put together, and then I needed to get this software and this software and this software, and then, right, that's what it cost me, and I'll put 20% on top. And I just said, wow, no, you can't do that, because you're not actually being compensated for the skills, knowledge, and investment and experience that you have, the thousands of dollars that you've invested in yourself in order to go and put something like that together for somebody. Don't look at how much it costs you in terms of time or anything else. Don't look at that. Look at the value that you give to people. Okay? So in my background, my background as a consultant and a technical director of a software company, what we used to do was create solutions. It's called a solution cell. If somebody says, hey, I want a piece of software for my laptop, no problem. It's X amount. Well, no, we wouldn't do that. What we would say is, well, what are you trying to do with it? So in asking the questions, I would actually go and find out what their problems are in order to go and over-deliver to solve their problems so that they're very, very happy. And if they're happy, then their superiors are happy, right? So what I would suggest is look at the impact. With my friend, he was perhaps going to save each of those people or their companies tens of thousands of dollars every year at a very conservative estimate. With what I was doing with creating a solution cell was helping secure the networks for organizations, helping mitigate against any actions by individuals within a company that could cause an issue with data protection and so on. And potentially some of these companies could be fined $1 million if they were found to be not on top of their network. And what I was doing was giving them a solution to be on top of their network so that they won't get fined $1 million. Now, I didn't charge them cost or cost plus 20, did I? No, what we did was we actually had a service and so on. We had a number of different things on view, and they were very happy for that. We actually went and sold them a solution. Now, what can you do? How can you apply this to your course? Don't just have the course itself. Build bonuses around it. Build the fact that you can actually have a Facebook group, that you can have other social media. You can have face-to-face, one-on-one with you, or a group Zoom call, a monthly coaching call, a meetup, physical or virtual. There's a number of things that you can do with this in order to say, hey, I'm this, and this is what I can do. Now, yes, bear in mind what the competition are doing, but don't just blindly follow them. Because what often happens is somebody says, hey, I've got this for $50. Oh yeah, what, drop your price? No, it's not worth it, because what you're doing is you're killing your business by dropping your price. It's very, once you set a price, it's very difficult to raise it. So put the price higher, pile on the bonuses, and then at various points, give discounts or holiday specials, right? So there's a number of things that you can do. Be creative with it, but always think about the value that somebody's taking away and be able to justify it to them. Okay. Now, done quite a long session here today, and let's just recap on this, on planning your course. What I've got on this slide is let's create your blueprint. Yes, that's very important, because once you actually get this working, it may take a little while to actually smooth things off and learn and track back and so on. But you'll create a blueprint that you can then replicate for any other course that you use, or at least as a basis of any other course that you create. Okay? Remember, we're not just here for one course. We're here for you to be able to create multiple solutions for your tribe. Okay, so let's go through the 6 again. We talked about your USP, setting smart goals, identifying your ideal customer avatar, give them a name. Okay, outlining course content, make learning engaging. Yeah, absolutely. Remember, 1 + 1 = 3, right? So why should they listen to you? Tell them your story. So one of the things we always say is facts tell, stories sell. Tell them about your story, how you became involved in this particular niche, and why it's important for you that they benefit from your skills, knowledge, and experience. Okay? Yeah, benefits. Finally, yeah, go for a pricing structure. If you start at the bottom, you'll stay at the bottom. Okay? The other thing about pricing, and I'll end on this, people look at perceived pricing. And if something is quite cheap, most of the time, people don't think it's any good. Let that sink in. If you know that somebody else is selling it for $2,000 and you're getting it for $1,100, what's the first thing that you're asking? What's the catch? What am I not getting? Is it an inferior product or service? Yeah. So the pricing thing is a whole show on its own, but you get the idea that I don't want you to compete on price, because if you compete on price, it's not worth it. Honestly, you'll never make enough money to justify a full-time living in terms of creating courses. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want you to go away, do some homework. I want you to create your blueprint. I want you to start writing this down. Start with your USP. We done that last week. I want you to start doing more work on that, but also setting smart goals for yourself, because this gives you structure. Remember, you're on your own. You're your own boss. You have to decide when things are done and how they're done. So set goals and then start ticking off progress, and make sure that the goals are measurable and achievable, etc., etc. Okay, so I want you to go away and do that. And the next time we have a number of things for you. And for the next 2 sessions, we're going to talk about the technical aspects of creating courses as well. So that'll be really interesting. And we may well throw in a little demo of something or other. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Now, before we go, I want to actually do a couple of things. I want to take you to the Groove Asia resources page. All right, so grooveasia.cm/resources. And on here, you'll find a number of different items, including sessions and events that we're running all the time. But have a look at this. The first item on here is the calendar. So check the calendar. and it will take you through this. And this is our events calendar. Have a look at the date that you're looking at. And then, so for example, the Power Hour. So Tyra runs a great session there if you want to join her. Also at the same time, yes, we're at our breakthrough retreat, aren't we? Yep, brilliant. So there's a number of things there that you can actually have a look at. Okay, so one of the biggest things or the best things you can do is to invest your time in a community that is here to serve you and has your best interests at heart. Okay, and that's what Groove Asia is, I've got to tell you. And hence, this is why I joined. Why not you? Why don't you get the benefits that I've already had? Okay. Now, I want to say thank you for joining me today. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I want to shout out to Karen, my wonderful producer. Thank you very much, Karen. I appreciate your help today. And we'll see you next week, 1800 KL time, GMT +8. We'll see you there. Take care. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Simon Liang with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with live sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.